Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to reacting to this video. Top 10 strangest water slides. Now, honestly, these are probably going to be weird. So, just buckle up. And let's go.
Epilepsy warning for flashing lights and colors. The water slide sounds like a simple concept on paper, but various companies are on a constant search for new and strange ways to innovate them. Recently, I conducted a couple of polls with my viewers to determine the most unique water slide ever conceived. Here are the top 10 strangest water slides as voted on by the viewers. Number 10, the Aqua Scoot, made by Canadian manufacturer.
That doesn't sound very good. I don't know if I want to know what this is, but let's just see.
Bailey Rides. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a skipping stone, this ride is for you. After reaching the top, guests will board rafts that
I don't know if anybody wants to be a skipping stone.
resemble snow sleds. Riders grab onto the handlebars and are tilted downwards towards the slope. The rafts quickly descend, picking up quite a bit of speed on the way down. By the time they reach the pool, they will have enough momentum to skim across the surface of the water. This is pretty much the closest you'll get to walking on water. Eventually, the rafts will slow down enough to sink.
Now I get it. I thought that slide was going to be very bouncy or something. That would be very weird.
Leaving riders chock full of adrenaline. Though one of these slides used to operate at Florida's Adventure Island, it was recently removed in 2018. Fortunately, you can find more installations across the globe. Number 9, King Cobra, made
How'd they do that?
by Turkish manufacturer Poland Water Parks. Though water slides are serpent-like in general, one model's resemblance to the animal is uncanny. Ophidiophobia beware. Poland's King Cobra water slide has a shape and design based on the snake species of the
Dude. Why? Just why? Why?
same name. This racing slide design can carry 2 rafts at a time on parallel paths. After winding down a few turns, riders will plunge down the slide's main drop. This half-pipe feature serves as the snake's head, and
there's water coming out of its teeth. Like, it's trying to simulate venom. Crazy.
guests will travel upwards towards the mouth. Water pours down from the fangs, naturally representing the cobra's venom. But instead of being poisonous and deadly, this venom is cool and refreshing. Its unique design and engaging racing feature makes it one of the most visually stunning slides on the market. Number 8, the High Fly, made
Air. We're getting air. This just looks like some of these things would get you air.
by Swiss manufacturer System
I don't know if I would want to go on that.
Clower. What happens when you cross a ski jump and a water slide? You get the High Fly model. This exhilarating slide design is both bizarre and fascinating.
Bizarre and fascinating. More like weird. Like, why? Just why?
Passengers will start off by entering a windowed box and seating themselves on the slide. After shifting their momentum forward, riders will pick up speed on an enclosed slide before suddenly going airborne. A soft slope mat underneath will not only catch riders, but measure their distance as well. At the bottom, a pool of water will bring the ride experience to a splashtacular.
Guess what? It stopped with a pool. You see, I feel like every water slide stops in a pool. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. You'll see what I mean.
End. With its creativity, high speed, and airtime, this slide really stands out in the industry. And if you ever wanted to do a ski jump in the summertime, see if you could find a High Fly near you. Number 7, the Freestyle, made by System Klar. You may have heard of stand-up roller coasters, but stand-up water slides? Yep, they exist too. Once again, the fine folks at System Klar have given us another strange and unique slide model. This one is by far one of their oddest ever. Unlike most slides where you sit down or lay.
What? There is no reason to stand up on a water slide. That will make it so boring. The idea is you sit on the thing and it takes you down.
Down. Guests ride this slide on their feet, using railings on the side to stay balanced. Along the way, jets of water provide constant lubrication to the slide, ensuring a nice, smooth descent. The exact standing pose is up to the rider, hence the name freestyle. Being able to surf on a water slide is something you wouldn't think is safe, or even possible for that matter, but thanks to Clara, this fantasy has become reality. Number 6.
Who had a fantasy of going on a stand-up water slide? Seriously.
The Cannonball, made by German manufacturer Vegan Meltzer. A launched water slide almost sounds too weird to
Huh? A launch water slide? Cannonball!
exist. In reality, though, such a creation has existed for years. Though the slide itself is extremely short, the way it's written no doubt earns it a spot on this list. After boarding the stainless steel slide, passengers wait as a large canister behind them fills with water, shooting guests.
Is it going to hit the guest, make them go
forward with the force of 1,500 liters of water? That's around 250.
Why measure it in toilet flushes when you can measure it in, like, liters?
Toilet flushes. The force of the water is enough to shoot guests up the slide slope, sending them splashing into the pool below. In terms of visual appeal and creativity, Vegan really hit it out of the park with this one. If we could see more of these slides out there, that would be pretty amazing. Number 5. The Storm Chaser, made by System Klar. With this slide, water meets wind, and it all leads up to a surreal high-tech experience. If Aang, Sokka, and Katara joined forces to make a water slide, it would be the Storm Chaser. This slide utilizes a giant fan which can generate wind.
A giant fan? Wouldn't that just make you cold?
Speeds of around 75 miles per hour. On this ride, passengers board rafts with a large lid on the back. The lids catch the air from the fan, propelling the rafts forward. This allows it to operate with no gravity at all, a true innovation in the water slide market. The tube itself also contains colorful lighting effects, making for a truly dreamlike ride experience. The fact that System Klar has 3 spots on this list just goes to show how revolutionary their designs are. Number 4. The Sky Caliber, designed by Canadian.
I really hope it goes this way around. But what? Wait, it has a loop. Why would it have a loop?
Company Sky Turtle Technologies and manufactured by American manufacturer Avalanche water slides. For this model, engineers were tasked with coming up with a safe and efficient slide featuring a full-on vertical loop. Though it's pretty much impossible to make a looping body slide that isn't dangerous, Sky Turtle Technologies came up with a rather unorthodox solution. This solution came in the form of a giant capsule that passengers strap into. This aluminum-structured capsule seats one.
What's the point of a water slide if there's a capsule?
Rider at a time, featuring a safety restraint and a screen to allow water and airflow. So far, only a prototype has been built, with some speculating that its complex design has turned off potential buyers. One was allegedly planned for New Jersey's Action Park, but the project was quietly cancelled. It's unknown if we'll see one of these slides open to the public, but it would be worth checking out. Number 3. The Slide Wheel.
What? That looks like the most complex slide in the world.
Developed by Vegan Meltzer and manufactured by Canadian manufacturer Whitewater West. Never underestimate the power of young minds. Based on a suggestion by an 8-year-old Swiss boy, Vegan's Slide Wheel combines a Ferris wheel and a water slide to make perhaps the most technologically advanced water park attraction on the market. This slide features an enormous rotating wheel with a single slide woven around it, and it really is something you'd have to see to believe. Passengers enter the slide through the center on a multi-person raft. After entering, the rotation of the slide will take riders through the twisting course. Along the way, the rafts will rock back and forth as gravity maneuvers them through the tube. After navigating the entire wheel section, the raft exits through the center, this time on the opposite side. After another slide section, the ride will end shortly afterwards. This slide was an instant hit upon hitting the market, and the first model at China's Chimlong Water Park drew quite a few people to ride it. Since then, the industry has shown great interest in this model, so expect to see more of these pop up. Number 2. Flyover. Located at the Netherlands Tikibad. One of the most famous water parks in the Netherlands is undoubtedly Tikibad. This indoor and outdoor water park features a plethora.
So it's one of those free fall ones where like drops and it turns into a slide?
Of thrilling slides to check out, but at one point in time, it was home to perhaps the scariest slide of all time. Imagine a water slide with no air and only water inside, one that sucks you through it like Augustus Gloop in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It sounds terrifying, but it actually existed. First opening in 1994, this slide known as Flyover would be known as the world's only underwater water slide. Riders would enter a pool and dive underwater towards the slide's entrance. They would then be sucked up into the slide and taken through it before ending up in another pool. Like me when I first found out about it, you may be wondering how such a slide is even possible. The answer is science. Specifically,
my question is, how do you even survive that?
this phenomenon is known as the communicating vessels principle. This principle dictates that water can easily be transferred between containers through a tube, thanks to the forces of gravity and air pressure. This will work just as long as the second container's water level is lower than the first. So since the second pool's water line was lower than the first, guests would naturally be sucked right through the slide. As a safety measure, the slide was capable of draining in around 5 seconds if riders got stuck. Eventually, this slide became far too expensive for the park to operate. Most riders were terrified of the very idea of the slide, so it didn't receive a high ridership. Plus, concerns over riders panicking and inhaling water before the slide could drain was reportedly a deciding factor as well. It's unlikely we'll ever see one of these slides again, but if you got
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Because like, what if you inhale the water or get stuck?
a chance to check it out? Let me know about it in the comments. Number 1. Cannonball Loop, located at New Jersey's Action Park. One infamous part of New Jersey history is Action Park. This amusement park has become well known over the years for its dangerous attractions. Due to a lack of safety regulations, many of the park's rides would cause a variety of serious injuries over the years. Perhaps the most notorious attraction was the Cannonball Loop water slide. This slide was pretty much a clickbait YouTube video in real life. It was actually dangerous, and it was actually banned. According to a former park employee, this slide was, quote, the brainchild of some Swiss guy they imported on a week-long visa. This slide would do what no water slide had done before, incorporate a vertical loop. Unlike the Sky Caliber, passengers wouldn't be strapped into a capsule. This attraction was far from safe. One rumor has it that when park staff used dummies to test it out, they would come out with missing limbs. They would also allegedly pay staff $100 each to test it themselves. And upon its opening, one park guest claimed he hit his head on the slide while descending the loop and was knocked unconscious. While the slide did have an escape hatch for those who couldn't make it through the loop, the injuries were still undeniable. The slide would only be open for a brief period of time in 1985 before being reportedly shut down by state officials. Nowadays, the park still operates as the infinitely safer Mountain Creek Water Park. During a brief rebranding as Action Park in the mid-2010s, park officials planned on opening a Sky Caliber model as a spiritual successor, though once again, nothing came of those plans. Perhaps water slides just weren't meant to have loops. Before I wrap things up,
There is no reason to have loops in a water slide.
I want to give a special shout out to my newest Patreon supporters. Verbal shout outs start at the gold tier, and if you don't hear your name, you will see it at the end of the video. Here's a special shout out to Kyle Miltenberger and TC Kirkham. Thank you all so much, and if you want to support me on Patreon, I've put a link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media on Twitter, Instagram.
Well, let me just see that. Well, I think we did pretty good. I mean, those were some pretty weird water slides, honestly. So, guess I'll see you later. Bye. Peace out and bye.